Excuse me for... What? The bats and DNA animorphs and... So yeah, this is my new favorite episode of the season.
The Hub Network gives you a reason to celebrate. Brand new episodes of My Little Pony are here. All new challenges, all new villains, and a new quest that could change the destiny of Ponyville forever. My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic. All new.
Oh, the lyrics were by Daniel Ingram and Meriwether Williams for the Bats song. That's cool. Well, that was Bats. That was an interesting episode.
This was a good episode. Really good episode. I like it. I enjoyed it a lot. Very good episode.
Well, okay, that was a kind of a weird episode. I don't even know what to say about it.
Well, that was an awesome episode. That was one of my favorites. It's up there with Power Ponies and the premiere, but I can't really decide. But I really liked it. It felt like a different setting, but it wasn't. It was the Sweet Apple Acres, but it was at night and everything looked different.
The visuals? Wow. Very impressive. Wow, just the show has grown so much.
I'd say I was really surprised by this episode. I didn't know we actually were going with the route of Flutterbat. I was kind of expecting something like the Gremlins, you know, with all these creatures causing really bad havoc, mostly at night.
Those weren't the fruit bats everybody knew and loved. These were evil fruit bats. These were evil vampire fruit bats. I thought these were going to be the cute, adorable little ones that you would want in your house.
It was all dark and spooky and dreary, which is very strange for the show. Even the theme was kind of dark.
I feel like this was like the Halloween-themed episode for Christmas for some reason. I guess they couldn't really just time it better.
It'd been really fitting if this had come out around Halloween, but I know with the way things were scheduled, that just wouldn't be doable. It came out after Christmas, but I'm okay with that.
When next Halloween comes, I'm glad to know that Luna Eclipse isn't the only Halloween episode that I'm going to watch now.
I like this one because it's the six interacting with each other again as a group as a whole. Power Ponies had that, but they had the whole superhero personality thingies going for them.
I like the references to episodes, even to very early episodes we had here from earlier seasons. Really cool.
The animation, while not having been upgraded, still looks very good as always. The voice acting was amazing as usual.
I gotta say, I really liked a lot of the interactions with the characters. Rainbow Dash, she's on thin ice with me still, as far as whether or not I like her, but she didn't get on my nerves that much. It was kind of funny how she was serially obsessed with the cider. That was a little funny.
Glad to see that Andrea Lidman is just having plain old fun being Pinkie Pie.
Vampire Fluttershy Bat was adorable, and Pinkie Pie was cute as normal.
I like what Pinkie was able to do with her mane.
Pinkie Pie, I like how they're doing with her character, but her hair though, it's like, oh my god, like, it was all whippy and stuff, like Sesshomaru's whip thing from the Inuyasha, or Jack's green goose stuff from Oogie's Revenge. That's what that reminded me of. It seems like she's literally able to just be able to control it and make it do almost anything.
I like the way Applejack was so happy about her apple bucking. Yeehaw! Like, this was so cool, and the way she was just daydreaming about all these apples coming down. Oh yay, and this is my dream. It was really cool. It really shows that her whole world is apples. I mean, literally.
Applejack, Rarity. When is Rarity gonna get an episode already, geez?
I like what they did with Rarity's character. I like her as not necessarily naive, but like the more innocent one of them, just because of her whole ladiness.
Rarity just keeps having all these great moments throughout each episode. They need to hurry up and give her an episode already. Which I think they are. I think her episode is finally coming up, so that's good. Finally.
The song was dark. It felt like demonic, and everybody's like, "We are going to stop the Bat," and it's like deep demonic voices, and it was just really creepy.
It was really dark while also kind of light-hearted.
It really reminded me of something Danny Elfman or Alan Menken could have wrote. Alan Menken you might know from writing like a bunch of Disney songs.
I did like the song in general. I thought it was kind of cool, but there was something I didn't like about it. And what I didn't like about the song was it wasn't only a homage to Danny Elfman, it became a straightforward copy. I mean, it sounded so much like Halloween, This Is Halloween. It was more like a copy for me. I didn't like that.
I have to admit, the song, while it was good, it was surprisingly very dark and aggressive. Again, it reminded me of Savages from the Pocahontas Disney movie. And that's much. That is very much.
I would have liked it if there was better choreography for the song because it was kind of simple, but it was really an effective way to get the arguments across in exposit, and Applejack said sin.
This was mostly centered around Applejack and Fluttershy. Before people said that Applejack was the wrong one, she really wasn't, because she also made good points that with that much damage the vampire fruit bats could do, it was really bad, and if they were allowed to continue what they were doing, then Sweet Apple Acres would have been kind of screwed with no cider or apples to sell, and the winter would have been hard, and so on. It would have been really bad for the apples.
As much as I like Fluttershy, I think they purposely wrote the song so she was purposely giving the weak argument, because the whole they have families and things like that. I just don't really think it was the right defense to use for the bats on Applejack, considering, you know, they're eating her crops.
She brought up good points that they don't eat seeds, and with the spitting out the seeds, they will grow more apple trees. But it's really slow process to grow them so strong and produce so many apples, so I myself really kind of had to go with Applejack's side because she kind of had more valid points and stories Granny Smith told her about her own experience with these kind of things. I can understand Applejack's wants not to have those moments again, but you could say that she was kind of blinded by her own opinion, or kind of like blinded her own fears.
The apple families are important to Equestria's economy. So, I'm not saying I agree with them, kill the bats! I'm saying I can understand more where they're coming from, whereas where Fluttershy is coming from, as her whole speech was just that of a stereotypical tree hugger.
It's kind of understandable for Applejack again, because if they haven't done anything, probably every apple in Sweet Apple Acres would have been, well, sucked, like in Granny Smith's time.
And what about Twilight? I mean, you're a princess, hello? Okay, the best solution is just kill them all.
The 5 of them, aside from Fluttershy, we're all in favor of genocide. They're all like, let's get rid of these bats. They gotta go. We need to completely destroy them and everything they stand for. Like, hence they live, tails they die. They live. I don't know, it was just weird. It was just out of place for the 5 to be acting like that.
Well, okay, she came up with the other solution. That was okay. She tried to think of another way. That was okay, but still, she was, in that song, she was really... I didn't like her there, and she's my favorite pony for everybody to know. She's my favorite pony, and I just don't know what to say to that, because if you are a princess, there are things you haven't learned, and you definitely haven't learned from the episode before with the Paris Brides, yeah?
Twilight seems to have a spell for everything, doesn't she? I mean, she apparently had a spell to reform Discord. I know we, the reactors, kind of were not ragging, but just kind of like pointing out Sakura in the season 4 premiere for having that potion. I was just like, Deus Ex Sakura, but there's no real excuse for it. Twilight, she literally is Mrs. Fix-It. She seems to be able to fix anything and everything, or she at least tries to.
I know many people are not going to really complain about Twilight's spell thing, and I can understand that. I mean, didn't she learn anything from the Swarm of Sentry? But then again, this was the kind of only temporary decision. I know that they would have kept the fruit bat's appetite away from them for the rest of their lives, because I think they could have then worked on the sanctuary like Fluttershy suggested, but Applejack, well... I really hope that the writers will give Twilight much better character, because like some people have mentioned that she kind of makes the same mistakes over and over again, but then again, sometimes in these kinds of situations you might do the same mistake because you probably wouldn't think that this is really the same kind of mistake you made before.
Pinky was written to two-dimensional and not that funny, I think. Besides from the thing with her mane. And Pinky saying, okay, let's just attack the bats. I mean, hello? I mean, this is Pinkie Pie. Hello? I mean, she's not kindness, okay? But she's laughter and she likes to make new friends and stuff. It just didn't fit to her. But I could see in the song that everybody was like, stop the bats. And she was like, stop the bats. And it was a little bit like she just went along because she likes to sing. Something like that. I don't know. But Pinky, what's up with you? I mean, really. I also hated the way they treat Spike. I mean, it's just unfair. He's always forgotten, he's always just treated with lines that really make him the comic relief, but in a bad way, that you can really think like, oh my god, that dumbass. And he has the potential to be a hero, to be something better, to be still funny and to be still the comic relief, but to be more than he is usually shown to be. Poor Spike. Always forgotten, always put in the background, and then they make excuse episodes like Power Ponies just to make us think it's not that way. Hey, I'm really sorry. I mean, they all love him and stuff, but this episode comes along and Power Ponies is just forgotten. This is just how I see it, how I feel it, you know, how I experience it.
Fluttershy was a bat pony. Pretty cool. And she has her fangs. Also cool.
I like Flutterbat in general, she was so cute, you saw it yourself. I just wish for a Flutterbat plushie right now.
Bats, they haven't really talked much about bats before, and I'm a bat lover, so I thought that was pretty cool. And just, bat ponies, they're canon now.
Fluttershy turning to Flutterbat? That's gonna ruin so many like fan theories and fan fictions. Oh well, not really, because it was a vampire bat, but then what about the bats for Luna, unless... It's gonna get confusing.
We still don't know about Luna's guards. We don't know how they came to be, and they do have slit eyes. Fluttershy didn't. Maybe they were born as bat ponies. Maybe Fluttershy was just infected, and that has never happened, I guess.
I honestly thought Flutterbat was cool. I just kind of wish Flutterbat somehow would have been the more main focus of the episode than the vampire fruit bats, but that was the pressing issue. Flutterbat was just a bonus.
I loved Flutterbat, yes, but it felt like this episode was just a fan service episode. Like it was building up to something really big, a big conflict, and then half of the episode or even more it was just Fluttershy is a bat now.
That spell backfiring over to Fluttershy like that doesn't really make sense to me. Is that some kind of gamma wave radiation thing? Well, she was already the Hulk last week, so I guess you can go with that for a reason. Not gamma radiation exactly, but just some kind of mysterious magic waves or whatever made her turn into a bat. Oh right, Twilight used magic, so it's magic. I ain't gotta explain. Sure you can. Anyway,
it was a little bit like, oh, we don't know what to write, so let's make Fluttershy a bat. Everybody will love that, and we can fill up the whole episode with that, and everything's fine. And it sort of even worked, okay, because I really loved to see her as a bat, but sort of also I was like, this could have been so much more and more depth. Yes, I'm watching a child's show. I know this is a children TV series, but still, I'm sorry. I'm just honest. I'm honest.
Again with the spell, well, yeah, it was kind of a stupid move, but we have to get Flutterbat somehow.
I thought her design was cool. For a kid's show, I thought it had its genuinely creepy moments, but it didn't shock me as much as just the fucking Flutter Hulk last episode. Oh my god, that's straight up terrified me. I mean, I'm not seriously terrified you, but I'm just saying it was a real shock and stuff. So, like, Flutterbat was awesome.
The only complaint I really have is how the resolution turned out. Does that mean the stare is always active when she's a bat? Like, how does that really work? I guess the whole looking at a mirror thing was a substitution for not being able to just have a cross or holy water in the episode. Because you know kids shows can't allow that? Nope, not anymore. Because sensitivity about Christianity and blah blah blah. Anyway.
The way the Flutterbat thing got resolved, I think it was a little too fast for my personal taste. Applejack's whole, I just want my friend back, I swear that just came like out of nowhere. Obviously she wants her friend back, but she didn't mention anything regarding that until then. But I think honestly they were truly scared for their lives. Well, I mean, I know Pinky was, and probably Rarity, but it got resolved fast and I was
I'm really anxious to see where they go with the whole Flutterbat thing, because she still is a bat. I mean, look at her teeth. It's gonna happen. just gonna take all our freaking apples.
I would love to see a conclusion to this episode, like something more.
I hope that whole Fang thing actually comes back and that she maybe progresses back into a bat a little bit more and that comes into play in another episode, like maybe against a villain, and she actually does have powers.
I really, really hope that that comes into play, or it's at least brought up again sometime in the future. Maybe she'll get some more cool powers.
That seems kind of unlikely, but they had the Castlevania cliffhanger and now they have this.
There's so much continuity in it too. Maybe Dash and the Cider, the Stare, Appaloosa. There's continuity. But they always have like these weird little after-ending scenes like a lot of the episodes. I'm wondering if any of them are going to mean anything at any point.
Between this and the Point of Shadows being a real thing, I wonder if they're actually building up to something actually happening later on in the season. Maybe when they actually start fighting these keys. If it comes back, then it comes back. I hope it comes back. But if it doesn't come back, I won't be surprised or disappointed. So, either way, it's fine.
There's still the problem that this, along with some of the recent episodes, haven't really done anything to progress the major storyline with the box. It has kind of been forgotten since episode 1 to 3. I'm kind of afraid that they will pop it in at the last few, like 3 episodes and then just solve the whole thing, and I really hope they won't do that because I want to see this supposedly season-long storyline being developed on. But that is my only gripe. Otherwise, I think this is a great episode. And the moral was incredibly good. Like, really, that was really, really good.
The whole my short-term solution wasn't good in the long run like that. I swear to God, I think that's a political aneurysm, because like I'm not Democratic or Republican, but it seems to me that like, because I always thought that Friendship is Magic took more of a left opinion when it comes to stuff. I mean, obviously it's a kid's show, so it's kind of meant to. Because if it's a comedy or if it's a kid's show, it's probably leftist oriented. But it always seemed to me like the Democratic Party was more into the idea of getting stuff solved now and only worrying about things now. Whereas some Republican things were more about doing something now that's not necessarily that great, but in the long run it'll work. See, for an example, you could see Reaganomics for stuff in the long run, but for short-term stuff you could see stuff like Kennedy or Bill Clinton, and if I may just say JFK for best president of all time, him or Lincoln, because you know, slaves freed. That's pretty badass.
Oh my gosh, this episode was amazing. I gotta rate it. I probably gotta give it a 9.5. That was just whoa, mind-blowing. That was so far one of the greatest episodes in season 4 so far. That was amazing.
If I had to rate it out of a 10, I'd give it probably a 7.4, maybe anywhere from a 6.8 to a 7.4. It wasn't that great, but I liked it better than Power Ponies. Well, yeah, it's like 20% below great. God damn it, I can't even say 20% without even thinking of her.
It was a good episode, very. I fail to see any major complaints with it, besides Applejack not really being able to listen to Flashlight in the first place, but overall, it was a very good episode. My rating for this episode is a 9 out of 10 for that one season plotline. Right. Yeah. I think that's good.
I know I shouldn't say that one episode is my favorite just because of a certain moment, but even without the Flutterbat thing, as amazing as that is, even without the whole Flutterbat thing, this episode is still pretty good. As much as I was going, what? It was still... I still enjoyed it.
It's episode 7 out of like, what, 24? I wonder when they're going to start to find the keys, if they're going to find them at all this season. So yeah, it was another pretty awesome episode.
Well, here's to more episodes of Pony. It's just going to keep getting better. We're getting really good episodes. We're getting some really new, interesting themes, like Power Ponies. We're seeing more of the castle, where Celestia and Luna used to live. Bat Ponies. We're going to see Manhattan next weekend. And then we're going to get the Weird Al Pony. I'm so pumped for that. And what else? There's a lot of things. It's going to be a really, really fun season. It's starting out pretty good. We've got some really good stuff. Alright, well, that's all for now, guys.
I don't know. I don't even know what to say about that episode. It was just really weird for an episode. I mean, I don't even know what else to say about it. So I'm gonna get out of here. I gotta go avenge my parents or whatever, so see ya.
Yeah, it was a good episode. Thanks for watching, Reactor Watchers. Does that make you reactors to the reactors? Who watched The Watchmen? But, yeah.
That was that episode. And, I'm just speechless. So, yeah. Well, now I want to turn into a bat. I'm gonna go try that. See you guys. See ya.
And now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to watch some Daleks. Exterminate! Exterminate!
I'll see you guys next time, and just remember, follow the buzzards.
So, I'm done. I hope Flutter Bat stays a thing forever, and goodbye.
My YouTube icon is now canon. Hell yeah. I swear, Friendship is Magic just keeps getting more and more metal.